Welcome back to Flossie Sports TV, and I'm back to talk about the WBC mandate that was made the other day at the WBC convention and mandated Caleb Plant to fight David Benavidez, and this is just gonna be my short little thoughts on it. And for starters, about damn time. I don't know who spiked their drink and said, "Hey, let's go make some good fights," but they're finally starting to try to give us fights that we actually want to see, like mandate fights that we actually want to see. Now, I wish they would have mandated maybe. I wish they could have mandated Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis, but I don't think they could mandate more than one thing in the division or whatever. I'm not sure. Still relatively new to boxing or whatnot, but it's right here. Undisputed champion Canelo Alvarez is currently recovering from surgery. How long will he be inactive will be determined before he is able to return. David Benavidez and Caleb Plant will fight for the interim title in March. The winner will become Canelo's mandatory. Whatever these two people name is, have been called for an eliminator, right? So there's been a lot of drawing back and forth between Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, and Caleb Plant had the emphatic knockout over Anthony Dirrell, a common opponent of David Benavidez. So already before, David had a fight with Uskatiki. I forgot his first name, Uskatiki. But if you remember, the year before, Uskatiki tested positive for a banned substance, and they called the fight out because people felt like David shouldn't have fought him. Well, basically, fast forward, it's pretty much the same thing again. This time, people thought he shouldn't have fought him because he tested 30 before, and you shouldn't take that risk. And boom, here we go. These two fighters signed their contract at the same time, and they're supposed to fight in March. If y'all fuck with your boy, I had to fight the same weekend as my birthday so I could come out and support. But all bullshit aside, my main purpose of talking about this is a fight that I've been talking about on YouTube with my friends and other people that I don't even know, having debates about and arguing about and stuff like that, and we finally get to see it. Like, and I wish it was more fighters like that sign a contract quick and chase a legacy. I ain't telling you not to get your bag, but getting legacy will get you a bigger bag in the end. Like, once you beat bigger names, that probably will get you a bag, because a lot of people end up fighting tomato cans for money nowadays. And 15, 20 years down the line, when our kids and nieces and nephews or whatever ask about a specific fighter, and they go down the list of people that they fought, they're not really going to see any notable names. They're going to be like, who the hell did they fight? So when you see fights like this being made, it's kind of like a breath of fresh air, especially since we didn't get the Spence versus Crawford fight. This is like, okay, we didn't get Spence versus Crawford, but at least we got this. This shit gonna be hard too. Like, this shit gonna be fire. And for all these people that think David Benavidez is just gonna come straight forward like a dumbass bull and just get hit in the fucking face and get hit with counter shots all night, this fight is pretty much for y'all can see what I already know. This fight is not going to go the way that a lot of people think it's going to go. A lot of people think Caleb Plant is just going to run around the ring and counterpunch David Benavidez to death, because all he know how to do is go forward and backwards. And if you say that, you're not really watching fights. You're not really watching David Benavidez's fights without an unbiased eye. Like, you have to watch it with an unbiased eye, because if you watch it, there's no way that you can say all he do is come forward and backwards. Man told me he ain't got no jab. He actually has a pretty good high usage of a jab, and it's a good jab at that. Then they be like, oh, he's gonna make him miss. If I'm not mistaken, I've seen it for myself, and David has confirmed himself in an interview that he is the most efficient puncher in the super welterweight division. He lands 40 to 50% of his punches every single fight. That means he is the best offensive fighter in the division, bar none. So that means Caleb Plant hasn't seen anybody with this offensive output as far as volume and efficiency, along with the power. He's the best straight line puncher in boxing. And people say he has no footwork, which is somewhat correct. It's not Usyk and Lomachenko footwork, but it's different. It's still effective for him. And a lot of people think because you don't have like the proper and technical footwork that your feet are just horrible. No, you just fight different, and you got an awkward style, and that's just what it is. And I'm not sleeping on Caleb Plant or nothing like that, but from what I've seen from watching both fighters, Caleb Plant doesn't do well when somebody pressures him. And I hate to go back to the Canelo fight, but that's the last pressure fighter that he fought. And when you don't give Caleb Plant time to sit back and think and watch everything he do and sit back and counter you and bring the fight to you, you can pretty much have success. And that's pretty much in David Benavidez's wheelhouse, basically. That's really what he liked to do. But that's why I got him winning by 10th round TKO. And the main thing about this is we're really going to see what Canelo Alvarez is made of. Is he going to man up and defend his titles against actual contenders like everybody want him to do? Or is he going to tuck his tail and drop the belt? Because if you tuck your tail and drop the belt after David did all this stuff to become your mandatory, actually fought somebody that you beat too and beat him, and you drop the belt, that just means you ducked it, plain and simple. A spade is a spade. That just means you dealt him, because at this point, he did everything he was supposed to do to get a fight with you, and you just refused it. And if you refuse a fight with him, it's like, okay, from a boxing standpoint, that make you a coward. That make you real weak. Like, I ain't talking about your personal character, but as far as you being a boxer in the boxing ring, accepting fights, taking on all challenges, and quote unquote chasing greatness, as y'all Canelo fans would love to say, that's a bullshit move. Because who else can you fight at 68 that's better than David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, David Morrell, and if Jamal Charlo moves up? Who's better than that four that you can fight at 68? And people be like, okay, I see why you decided to fight him instead of fighting these other four guys, because those are the four top people when it comes to people that should be able to fight Canelo Alvarez outside of Dimitri Bivol, and you know he ain't climbing that tree or Arthur Beterbiev at all. So if you're not fighting none of those people I just named, you taking your tail and you ducking, because those are the best people around you. Out of all your peers, those are the best peers around you. They have the best chance of beating you, and you just refuse to do it, right? Because I come from basketball, right? And my favorite player was Kobe Bryant. So Kobe was always one of those people, if somebody said that this player like LeBron or Kevin Durant or Wade was better than him, that when they play each other, he going at their neck. He want to show everybody that he's better. And I don't see that in Canelo Alvarez at all. Because most of the greats that we love, that lost matches and all this other stuff, but they chase greatness, it was like if somebody said that another fighter was better than them, they got in the ring and did their best to show that, nah, he's not better than them at all. But some people ain't really cut from that cloth. So this fight really gonna show, okay, is David really what I think he is? And I really do think he is. Win, lose, or draw. If he has a good showing, it'll prove that he's exactly where I think he is. And if Caleb Plant win, it's his shot at redemption. It's his shot to get at Canelo Alvarez again, and I think he won't make the same mistakes twice. So it's kind of like he's trapped. Either you'll have to fight David Benavidez, a bigger, stronger, faster version of yourself. Caleb Plant, that's already faced you before and lost, but has bounced back and gotten better and learned from his mistakes. Or you can fight the last person that you're going to end up fighting the last person that beat you in Dimitri Bivol and lose again. Because I feel like he can't beat him. Because him losing to Dimitri Bivol was not a size thing whatsoever. It was not a size thing. I hate when people say that shit. He did not lose to Dimitri Bivol because Dimitri Bivol was big. He lost because Dimitri Bivol has more skill than he does. And that's just a pure fucking fact. He has more skill than Canelo Alvarez. It was a bad style matchup from the jump. Man, if you feel like Dimitri Bivol was too big, what do you think is going to happen when you fight David Benavidez? Of course, it's different skill sets, but Dimitri Bivol and David Benavidez is pretty much the same size, if not David Benavidez has been a little bit bigger. So I don't want to hear all that, oh, oh, David ain't this, David ain't that. When you lost to a fighter that's around pretty much the same size, and your gas tank ain't shit. If David goes to the body like he normally does and throw the high volume and keep you on your back foot, you're gonna get your ass kicked. That's just what it is. But it's pretty much like my initial thoughts about this fight itself. I'm gonna continue to make videos about all the other fights that have been mandated by the WBC and other things boxing. But it's Flawless Sports TV, and I'm out.